Okay. Well, with that, let's continue here. Ooh, cutscenes. As we established already. We're definitely at the end of this particular dungeon, it seems.
There they are.
Who's they? Oh, it's those park ranger, quote unquote.
Not bad for a night's work.
Fake park rangers.
And if those idiots don't withdraw that petition, we'll be able to make even more.
Don't get carried away now. We get a reward for all this anyway. We're making out just fine as it is.
Still, who were those guys? The provincial army seemed happy to go out of their way for them.
What do you mean?
No idea. But then, I can never figure out what that man's thinking. None of our business either. We just need to be ready to abandon this place at a moment's notice.
You're not going anywhere.
Who are they talking about? Who's the he they're referring to?
Who's there?
Ah, you're those students from yesterday.
I know I locked the gate.
Don't tell me you broke in.
Indeed, we did.
It looks like the stolen goods are all here too.
Well, that's pretty.
We caught you red-handed.
I was gonna say, signed, sealed, and delivered right here. Oh,
Let's take them out.
guns? Question mark? They're just gonna kill us?
Kids. You should be no match for us.
Yeah. So why are you going?
And since we're all alone out here, ain't nobody gonna see a thing.
Oh, so just murder. Okay.
Ready for the beating of your lives.
That's not what guns do.
I highly doubt we'll be the ones to endure a beating here today.
Is nobody gonna talk about
use
this?
of the Arcus's combat links.
I guess guns are less threatening than I think they are.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance.
Here we go. Bring
Well,
it on.
we've quickly established in this universe
My
that
turn.
guns are not scary.
Good night.
Right.
Well, I guess they're kind of tanky. They don't have too much HP by the looks of it, though. Oh my goodness.
Now.
I've got you.
Here we go.
The gun certainly shoots bullets, but I guess we just shrug them off.
Now's our chance.
I guess with Arcus being like a somewhat magical element, perhaps it makes it so that we're protected from things like gunfire. Like small arms
Turn to
fire, anyway.
flames. Burn!
I think the voice lines for the combat might still be in Japanese. Interesting.
Now.
Because the voices just don't sound quite the same.
My turn.
All the same, though, these guys don't appear too dangerous. It is interesting, though, that they don't actually disappear like monsters do.
Off guard.
Perhaps to imply that they are just unconscious and
I
not
can
dead.
do this. Turn to flames. Burn! All right, let's keep on moving.
Yeah, that was pretty easy. Well, we got them. And we didn't kill them, so that's nice.
Oh, this has got to be some kind of joke. They're kids.
I like how their name changed from fake park ranger to bandits.
How pitiful. That barely even qualifies as a warm-up.
Oh.
Well, when you're used to Instructor Sarah's training exercises, warm-ups take on a whole new meaning.
Okay. Well, I mean,
That's very true.
it's interesting that even Elliot's like, yeah, these guys were kind of a breeze.
Bottom line, we won. Fair and square. I'd suggest you surrender yourselves and apologize to everyone in the Grand Market for all the trouble you've caused.
I'm not. I mean, I guess that's something to do, but I think there's more of a criminal aspect to this
And we'll
reign.
be returning those stolen goods to their rightful owners, too.
We would also be very interested to learn who hired you.
That I can agree with, Laura.
You must be out of your damned minds if you really think you've won.
I mean,
Elliot?
what's up,
wrong?
Elliot?
I don't know. I just thought I heard the sound of a flute.
A flute. I guess Elliot would
What
have a
was that?
good ear for musical instruments.
It sounded like the cry of an enormous beast.
What's happening?
It's coming this way.
Oh. It's Grunoja? It's a big version of those monkey things we were fighting.
A giant baboon?
It's huge.
He has like big like lizard fins on his back and
I believe we're dealing with the ruler
horns.
of this forest. What would you suggest, Reen?
Well, they may be thieves, but we can't just leave them to die.
We might just all die.
We're going to have to fight it.
Understood.
All right.
Helios, help us!
All right,
Be
boys.
careful, this one looks strong.
Oh, Zero Art's turn just to start it. What's he gonna do? He's gonna roar. His defense is gonna go up. Awesome. Oh, Laura has no CP left. Just what I like to see. Okay. Get in there. Try and keep them from pushing us back too much. Resounding beat on these three while we can. I'd like to use motivation.
I get it.
Epiphany. Can now use Flame Slash. Oh, this is where we're supposed to learn about S-Crafts. You can now also use S-Crafts. Like, oh.
Here we go.
Maybe they did explain it and I just skipped over it. But yeah, Reen has Flame Slash now, which is a big deal, but not something we want to use right this second. Instead, we're going to go ahead and try and push up on these chiefs so that maybe they won't immediately push us into a corner and we'll all die.
I can do this.
If I recall, Blessed Arrow restores CP,
Hang in
and we
there.
kind of want that to happen for Laura, so we're going to start...
You have my thanks.
Yeah, okay. Oh man, she got the dodge. That's nice.
My turn.
Why is he still not attacking? Alright, whatever. Oh, he's paralyzed still. He's poisoned now.
Right. Huh?
If I could get rid of at least one of these guys before the boss starts really laying into us, it'd be nice. Oh, Laura's about to get punched. Okay.
Right.
Let's just Blessed Arrow her again. Why not?
In there.
You have my thanks.
She gets healed a ton, so, like,
My turn.
not really a downside in my mind. We'll refresh
everyone.
Resounding Beat and also get it applied on Laura. Another paralysis turn. Okay. Marine is probably not going to kill this guy on his own. Oh. Maybe if he just keeps getting status ailments, though, maybe he will. I should have went for an armor break on this guy so that he would die faster, but... Oh, it's going to hurt. Oh, my goodness.
It's my turn.
Okay. Let's Blessed Arrow again.
Hang in there.
You have my
We're going to
thanks.
start just spamming out S-Crafts as soon as we get to that position.
I'll bet you up.
For the time being, I really don't want to do that with Laura
Shatter.
right here. I would very much like to be able to thin out these guys a little bit so I can focus on using crafts that are going to have more utility for the time being. Stuff like Armor Break is a big deal, and if I go ahead and use Laura's S-Break, then she's not going to have any CP left. I can recover it, sure, but then I got to wait for Elisa's turn, and then it could cause problems. I think I kill this guy if I attack him with something. Is there any way I can do it before he gets a turn, though? It doesn't look like it. Blue Lullaby might kill him. I'm going to take the risk, because if I kill him, then he won't... Oh, he's asleep. Okay, that's... The effect is the same. I just wanted to make sure Laura only got hit once. Alright, Reen managed to finish this guy on his own, which is good. Elisa can kill this guy. Okay.
Right.
Alright, now that we've got the fight
Shatter.
under control, where we have enough turns to hopefully finish this guy off.
Right. Give it up, everyone.
Refresh one more time. Reen doesn't have it, but that's not a big deal.
Here we go.
Okay, we want to get Reen in there.
Go.
I'll bet you up.
Okay.
I
He's
can
still
do
hitting
this.
Laura. that's okay. We're gonna run out of CP on Elisa here.
You have my thanks.
She keeps firing out blessed arrows, and it's gonna put us in a tough spot. Motivate won't hit Laura. Just keeps pushing her into the corner. I guess it's not like the end of the world, but I'd appreciate it if he didn't do that. Let's get an analysis on him, I guess, while I have the chance.
Analyzing enemy attack patterns.
What's up, my dude?
I've got it.
Gorunja, ruler of the Lunaria Nature Park. Okay, well, it's not really that useful information, but it appears as though he's kind of weak to wind and fire.
Right. Turn
Maybe
to
Flamberge. Can I burn him?
burn. Go.
Got the crit. No burning, though.
Here we go. Now's our chance.
I'll back you up.
Ow.
My turn.
Okay, that's... Oh, and he paralyzes us with that. That's not good.
Arcus, activate.
I can do this.
Breath.
Arcus activate.
Kind of running through how to do this. We mostly got this fight under control. He's not really going to have a lot of good ways to get out of the cycle we've got him in, at least as far as I can tell. But we have a lot of HP to get through, so it's entirely possible something will go wrong. So...
Arcus activate.
Huh?
Thanks.
Yeah, like, that's kind of what I was worried about. Luckily, she's immune to faint, so she can't get knocked unconscious there.
Flames, gather on my blade.
Rain, kill him!
Strike.
It's my
It's only
turn.
2,000 damage, but the burn is what we really want out of that.
Hang in there.
You
Get
have
a
my
heal on
thanks.
Laura here.
Right.
Wish I had more to say. I'm just trying to make sure he doesn't end up on a crit turn or something and ruin us.
I've got you. It's
Such
my
an
turn.
interesting design. He has like these weird plate pieces covering his heel and knuckles. I don't really understand. For some reason, it kind of reminds me of the new from Breath of Fire 3. But no, it's very interesting that he's this... I guess those are horns? Like not in the sharp sense. I mean horns as in, like, instruments. Because when he roars, like, he lets out that big loud noise. I wonder if that's through those bone horns he has. Like, it exudes audio. Alright. Can I get damage in here?
Turn to flames.
Try and burn him again.
Burn. Go.
An opening.
Right. Arcus activate.
Just keep on hitting him, I guess. Best I can offer.
Go.
I'll back you up.
Laura's gonna get a crit here. Oh, we got the burn. Good.
Right. Hey. Now.
I've got you. It's
Okay,
my
so
turn.
we took a ton of damage from that burn, which is
Turn
good.
to flames. Burn.
My turn.
Paralyzed.
Arcus, activate.
My turn.
Hmm.
Keep it up, up, everyone?
Heal these two. Laura and Elisa are really the only two I'm concerned about from a health perspective. Just because he's facing them, so he's a little more likely to hit them, I guess. We all have fire bolts. We're just going to keep shooting it at him until we get burns, because that does like 3,000 damage. Oh my goodness, he turned, finally.
Won't give up.
That's not good. Just hit him. For now, we've got this under control.
I'll back you up.
It's my turn.
Try and get the burn.
Flames.
When we get to Elliot's turn, we'll get the heal off.
Now. An
Hopefully. This guy will die soon,
Right.
and that won't be a problem.
Now.
But it's not looking like we're going to be so lucky.
Got you.
Right.
We're going to go for the big heal here on
Thanks.
Reen. 100% HP. Please live. I'd very much appreciate it if he didn't die here. That's fine if you get knocked down, because the burn kills him. Awesome. Okay, we did it.
We
Set him
did
on
it.
fire quite a few times to make it happen, but we killed him. We got a lot of 2.9, almost 3 times experience for that. That's crazy.
Great.
I did it.
Level ups.
All right.
Level ups all around.
Not bad.
Good job, everybody. Yeah, it was a fight.
That was kind of terrifying.
I really like in this game that it's not like you really have to properly make use of your abilities. Otherwise, things become very difficult very quickly. Like, you can't just throw out a ton of damage and have that be enough.
I thought we were done for.
Still. At least we were able to defeat it.
At least for the boss fights, anyway. The regular enemies, you still
What was
kind
that
of
skill you
can.
just performed?
Oh, it was something I've been working on for a while.
Is it like a self-taught technique?
This was the first chance I had to put it through its paces, though. I definitely feel like I'm getting the hang of it now.
I see.
Well, it's a good thing you figured it out.
You really are amazing, Reen.
I mean, Laura already had her own, but I guess she was always established as being a better sword fighter.
Yeah, you're always there to help us when we need it most.
No, that's not true. There's really only so much I can do on my own.
That's not really the point, though. I think the idea is that Reen's more of a leader character.
We wouldn't have been able to defeat that thing if we hadn't all been working together as a team.
Hence why he reads off lines like that.
This was a victory for Group A as a whole.
Woo, go team!
Well said.
Indeed.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
What are these kids even doing here? That bastard. This wasn't supposed to happen.
Who are you talking about?
Who are you talking about?
Thank you, Reen. Oh,
What?
Uh-oh.
It seems we have some unwelcome guests.
do we now? Oh, it's these guys.
There they are.
And they're not alone.
Maybe the audio's slightly desynced.
Put your hands in the air.
Oh, and it's fixed.
Don't try to resist.
Why are you surrounding us and not them?
You know, Laura, it doesn't take a whole lot of thought to figure out how we got here.
Keep your mouth shut. Don't think we're gonna go easy on you just because you're students.
Well, I mean, the other guys tried to kill us with guns, so I guess this would make a second attempt in one day.
Looks like all your hard work was for nothing, huh? Sucks to be you.
They're not even trying to hide their involvement.
Yikes.
Utterly shameless.
You're jumping to an awful lot of conclusions.
Are we now?
I see two groups of people in a collection of stolen goods, but no indication of which group was responsible.
I mean, one group is, in disguise, as it were.
Do you have any way to prove that the four of you aren't the perpetrators?
The fact that we were clearly have an alibi.
What?
Do you intend to frame us?
This is preposterous.
I'm just telling you that you need to mind your own business and learn your place.
What an asshole.
The Kreutzen province is the territory
Kreutzen.
of Duke Alvarea.
Kreutzen. Now I know how it's pronounced.
And I will not have a gaggle of bratty students poking their noses where they don't belong.
I feel like we should just kill them.
You will back down now, or we'll be more than happy to arrest you right here and drag you to Berea Hard City, kicking and screaming.
I'm quickly becoming not above just killing all of them.
Damn.
This is ridiculous.
I'm afraid you'll be doing no such thing.
Oh. We have the sexy woman voice.
What?
Who's there?
Who is it? They have nicer guns. More futuristic ones.
The Railway Military Police.
The RMP.
Railway Military Police?
Yeah, the RMP.
It's like one letter away from the Canadian RCMP.
They're supposed to be the most elite unit in the whole of the Imperial Army.
The RCMP aren't that, but they're a police force, just so we're clear. I'm not meaning to be mean. I just mean they're not a military force.
The Icy Maiden.
It shouldn't look very icy to me.
Why has one of the Chancellor's dogs come here?
Chancellor's dogs. Interesting.
What is the meaning
We've
of
heard
this?
we've heard mention of the Chancellor when Eustace was talking about Machias's father, that he was like an ally to the Chancellor or something along those lines. This is the second time we've heard the Chancellor mentioned.
This area is under the jurisdiction of the Kreutzen Provincial Army. The Imperial Army has no right to intervene.
I'm pretty sure a centralized Imperial Army has every right to do whatever the hell they want if they're the central government.
With all due respect, Celdic is a major interchange station in our railway network. So in point of fact, we have every right to investigate any incidents that occur in this general vicinity.
That's cute. Using the usual... So the fact that if you make your police force specific to, like, the railway system, like imagine you were basically saying, hey, our police force is specific to highways, then you can essentially say, hey, there's a highway vaguely near here, so it's our responsibility.
As I'm sure you well know. And in accordance with our investigation thus far, after having questioned all those connected to the incident, we have concluded that it is impossible for any of these students to be guilty of these crimes.
Okay, but how about we deal with the guy who's definitely guilty of said crimes?
Do you wish to contest this judgment?
I suppose not.
Well then, may I suggest you leave us to do our jobs? The RMP will take responsibility for returning all of the stolen goods to their rightful owners as well.
The PR move.
Men, withdraw! We're returning to Celdic.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
You've got to be kidding me!
We had a deal.
Take them into custody.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, crap.
We're totally boned.
There's no point in resisting. You're coming with us.
Well, that's a victory for us, I guess.
Damned iron blood dog.
Iron blood, okay. That's another thing we'll have to pay attention to. So many names.
She's really pretty.
Okay, that's good to know.
Is she really part of the RMP?
They called her the Icy Maiden, but like I said, she doesn't look particularly icy to me.
Thank you all very much for your assistance.
Hey, we get the profile. Claire Revelt?
My name is Captain Claire Revelt of the Railway Military Police. We're a division of the Imperial Army.
I was close.
And you are the visiting students from Thor's Military Academy, are you not?
We are indeed.
I'll need to file a report about what happened here. So would the four of you mind accompanying me?
Awesome, we're still getting arrested. Although our involvement's kind of tenuous at best, and it's a little obvious that we're Thor's military students. I mean, we're wearing the uniforms. I suppose that may raises some question as to why we don't have, like, plain clothes to put on to, like, conceal our identity, at least slightly. But, oh well. Well, it seems like everything went okay, because we're not in prison right now. hey, cool. Interesting. Well, I mean, hey, it all worked out for the best. That's what we were here for, really, when you think about it. I appreciate her acknowledging the amount of work we did. Hey, I mean, the whole crowd, whole town's like, hey, good job. And we're all like, oh, just doing what we were supposed to do. Thanks for that, Otto. Ah, okay. So the RMP is going to stick around for a little bit. Interesting. Otto's trying to diffuse the conflict. You definitely don't really want them getting into arguments and fights in the city. Kind of makes things awkward. And it also would be even worse for the market than things already are. But at the same time, I understand Claire's position. She really doesn't want to just let them do whatever they want to do. It's kind of one of the tough things of having like a decentralized government in a way, because everything is run regionally, but there is a central government. There's a lot of friction, I imagine. And yeah, she definitely saved us. We would have had to murder a bunch of guys otherwise. Oh. Interesting that she knows about our field study.
Yeah, I may be good, but I'm not that good.
Oh. And the boss is here. Oh, Sarah. She arrived.
I was wondering when you'd show up.
So I guess that wasn't part of the plan?
It's been a while, Sarah.
That it has. 6 months, give or take?
Interesting why they gave us a specific time.
Honestly, I had no idea you RMP folks were gonna get involved with this.
I feel like that's a half-truth.
I suppose you had everything that was happening here figured out all along.
You overestimate my abilities. I did receive a report that suggested there might be trouble here, but that's it.
I think the two of them are flexing on one another right now.
Oh, from your brother, I take it.
Brother.
Nothing gets past you lot.
It's in, quotations, as it were, so... There's a lot more going on, some subterfuge that we are not privy to.
We're just trying to make sure we're prepared to deal with any problems that might arise.
And I'm not 100% sure that these two actually like each other. It's sounding like they don't.
But I'm sorry to say I don't have any more time to catch up with you right now. I really need to be taking my leave.
Okay.
I wish all the best to you and the rest of Class 7.
Fair enough.
Right.
Interesting. So she's a highly skilled officer, but she doesn't give off the impression of a military person? Well, I mean, they are the RMP. From the sounds of it, they're supposed to be like a special forces operation almost. We did indeed. Cool. Hey, we'd be happy to stop by and say hi, Otto. We did it! Woo! Victory for Class 7. Group A, specifically. And Sarah's back to sleep. And this is what I was talking about, where I was concerned we would not be able to hand in quests. Turns out I was right.
She's asleep again.
You don't think she's faking it, do you?
Maybe.
No. Judging by her breathing, I believe she really is asleep.
Interesting.
Well, sounds like Group B turned out to be a complete disaster. If she had to deal with them, then come back here on the same day, I'll bet she's totally spent.
I almost feel bad if she wasn't the one making the groups.
Yeah, good point. Anyone would be exhausted trying to sort that out.
It's hard to imagine her actually working hard, though, considering her usual attitude.
Honestly, I get the impression that Sarah is actually always working quite hard. We just don't really see a lot of it.
It does seem as though she's genuinely looking out for us, however.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So, this is how our first field study trip comes to an end, huh? I think
Guess
I
so.
might have an idea now as to why we're here, though.
Yeah, I think it's starting to come together.
I had the same thought. Testing the Arcus is clearly a big reason for coming here, but it's not the only reason.
Yeah, it seems like we have, again, some sort of cultural exchange.
I think it has more to do with making sure we see everything that's going on with our own eyes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Learning more about places in Erebonia we've only read about in books, and getting to see the issues occurring in those regions firsthand, just like in Celdic.
I wonder, they're trying to, like...
Indeed. And just as we thought and acted swiftly in the face of crisis this time, so too may we be called upon to do so again.
It's definitely an interesting way to teach.
These field studies may aim to test and cultivate those skills in preparation for our futures.
It is an interesting way to think about
Add
things.
to that good judgment, decisiveness, and general conduct, and I'd say we have a pretty clear picture as to why we're out in the field. Basically, we're training everywhere we go.
But training to do what exactly?
Well, you're about half right. Instructor.
How so, Laura? Laura? Sarah? The ARAs, they're getting me.
I was so certain you were sound asleep.
What can I say? I can nod off and back on again in the blink of an eye. It's what I do.
Interesting.
As you rightly noted, having first-hand knowledge of the areas to which you might be deployed is of tremendous importance.
Is it, so it's a soldier thing? Huh.
As is the ability to make swift, accurate judgments and solve problems with or without orders.
But it's interesting that we've been asked to do what are largely fairly mundane tasks, like very local things. So I still think there's like a cultural exchange
Developing
aspect
all
here.
these skills to their fullest is definitely a major part of why you're undertaking these field studies.
Just as I thought.
It's an interesting approach, but honestly, I've never heard of any other military academy trying it.
You say we're only half right, however. Which begs the question, what's the rest of the story?
Yes, feel free to tell us.
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, not at all. I was just thinking about what we did during our field study and why we were doing it. The
What's
whole
up, Rain?
concept seems eerily similar to the MO of bracers.
Bracers? There's something we haven't heard about. What's that?
Now that you mention it,
The Bracer Guild prides itself on protecting civilians over all else, so it seems an unusual source of inspiration for a military academy.
Interesting. So they're about protecting civilians. That's sort of what we did, right? We showed up and we tried to protect like local folk, as it were, like the locals, from a greater political issue that was affecting their day-to-day life.
But the tasks we were given in Celdic do seem to align themselves quite well with the Bracer's basic philosophy.
Yeah, I guess so. Their emblem depicts a supporting gauntlet, and that's pretty much exactly what we've been for these people.
Yeah, we were just there to help them get through a tough patch that was as a result of outside forces.
Bracers still have branches all over the continent, but you hardly ever see them in Erebonia anymore.
Okay, so it's a guild that's still running, just not in this country.
Well, you got me. Which means...
Back to pretending to be asleep.
how are we ever supposed to take her seriously when she says things like that, then conspicuously falls asleep?
Well, whether or not we did in fact get her, it still seems like bracers are somehow related to our activities here.
That's truly interesting. We'll have to definitely keep an eye
Not
out
that
on that.
Instructor Sarah is likely to come clean about our involvement anytime soon. I suppose until she does, all we can do is prepare ourselves in body and mind for our next field study.
I suppose you are correct, Laura.
Is there something else bothering you?
Oh, no, it's just...
There's a lot of things bothering Reen.
Well, we've been in the same class for a month now, and this whole time I've been kind of keeping you in the dark.
What do you mean?
About what?
You aren't referring to the issue regarding your swordsmanship, I take it?
That was kind of already resolved.
No, it's not that. It's something I've been hiding from you all this time. Regarding my social class.
Ah.
What?
Okay. He definitely has been kind of touchy about the whole commoner noble thing.
Are you saying your family...
Yeah, I dodged the question when Machias asked. But technically, I come from a family of nobles.
Technically.
My hometown is Ymir, in the northern mountains.
Okay, Ymir.
I'm the son of its ruler, Baron Schwarzer.
You're from Ymir?
Schwarzer. Now that you mention it, I have heard the name before. An
Huh.
honorable family, closely tied with the imperial family themselves, despite being headed by a mere baron.
So, obviously barons are not like lords and the like. It's kind of a minor title. But they're considered honorable and tied to the imperial family themselves. In what way? Do they mean like genetically or?
I never would have imagined you might be the son of a noble too.
I wouldn't have expected you to. I don't act like one. My dad and mom are both quite easygoing individuals. They don't behave like your typical nobles at all.
Well, I mean, it's also pointed out that he's not exactly like a high-class noble, as it were. I mean, it sounds like they're in a bit of a remote region, so it stands to reason and sort of makes sense that his parents or any nobility in that region would be a bit more personable.
And technically, since I was adopted, I don't have any actual noble blood running through me. I'm upper class in name only.
Oh, he's an adopted son. That's interesting. Usually you would see nobility adopt sons when they can't have any of their own. Now, he does have a sister, so I wonder if maybe they just didn't have like an heir, so they adopted one. Or if there was some other reason why Reen would be adopted.
So, you...
Sounds like you've got your own issues to deal with, just like the rest of us, huh?
The same thing I've been saying this whole time. Elisa quotes it here, essentially. Every one of the characters seems to have their own baggage that they are only revealing to us piecemeal.
I don't think of it as a big deal, and I don't want you to think of it as one either. I just didn't want to keep it a secret any longer. After everything we've been through these past few days, I owe you guys that much. I mean, you're all going to be a major part of my life from here on out. It's only fair to share as much as I can with you, right?
Well, it's only a 2-year program. I mean, granted, they're teenagers, so I mean, that's a long time, right? But at the same time, he doesn't necessarily need to get to know them super well, but I guess it's a byproduct of a small class, like Class 7, that they should be close.
I don't know what to say.
You consider us to be major parts of your life?
Honestly, has anyone ever told you that you can be way too serious sometimes?
I guess.
Just be sure you reveal your true identity to the others when we get back, too.
That's a good thing to keep in mind.
Oh, I intend to.
Does he now?
Youth.
Is that really what we're commenting on now?
Still, even discounting the strangely perfect timing of the railway military police, that ruler of the forest they ran into in the nature park.
It's interesting that we get like an omniscient point of view right here to know what Sarah's thinking of all things.
Seems to be a harbinger of something big happening behind the scenes.
I agree. It's good that... I guess this is probably to help us recognize if maybe we didn't pick up on a lot of the theys and he's that were referenced, that there's maybe more going on than we would initially understand. And so they kind of let us see into Sarah's thoughts a little bit here so that we can clarify that in case maybe you didn't pick up on it before. Oh, who's this?
I must admit, I wasn't expecting the Icy Maiden to show up when she did.
Huh. Something I want to comment on before they continue. It's interesting that what is essentially, like, at the end of the prologue section, when you go through the schoolhouse for the first time, you cut away to two people like standing above, looking down, like a man in red and the principal, like talking about this new class and everything. and we suddenly get like an omniscient perspective that we don't have at any other point. So I feel like it's sort of a way to end an episode almost, or end an arc or a section, where we suddenly get a cutaway to a separate party. Not necessarily bad guys. In this case, it seems like that's what's going on since his text is red and he's wearing a mask. But I just find it kind of interesting that they cut away really only at those points. 'Cause other than that, we always are pretty much tied exclusively to Reen's perspective. It's interesting that they made that choice, and I wonder why they did. It definitely does a very good job of like capping off the end of an episode and following into the next one, because now we're going to presumably get some questions like we did last time about what the class was for and what we were doing here and all that got answered. And now we're being presented with this, perhaps to give us new questions or to solidify new questions.
We may need to adjust our plans to compensate for this interference.
That won't be necessary. This was not a significant setback. If anything, it provided an unexpected bonus.
How so?
Giving us a valuable glimpse into the means through which the RMP and Intelligence Division coordinate their efforts.
So whoever this is, they don't like the RMP or the Intelligence Division.
With both organizations posing sizable threats to our operation, that information alone makes this all worthwhile.
A valid point. Should we proceed as planned, then?
Of course. The tyrant must yet face the merciless hammer of judgment.
Okay, so some sort of revolutionary party? The question is, who's the tyrant in this case?
Yes. May his lofty ambitions be crushed to dust and swept away.
Who is he? I don't mean either of these two guys. Granted, we want to know. I just wonder who they're talking about. 'Cause who is their target? Chapter 1. So yeah, it's the end of the chapter. Okay. Unconventional studies.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world.
Woo! Rank B5.
I've got a little reward here for you.
We did it.
Drinks are on me someday. Good showing, everyone.
Oh, we got an A. That means we missed something. 'Cause I'm pretty sure you get an S if you don't miss anything. What did we miss, I wonder? It was probably that merchant thing. I wonder if that's a problem, because I don't know if we need every point to complete the game. Reen and Elisa reached like rank level 2. Oh, finishing blow. Okay. Reen and Elliot also finishing blow. And another. Okay, cool. I guess they get an extra like follow-up attack or something. I might actually look up just to be sure if it matters if we miss an AP. Not that I'm going to go back, because like I said, we're not going to play with a guide or anything, but I might look up just to see if that's a big deal.
Late May.
Late May.
The lino flowers that painted Trista's spring fields had faded, replaced by lush greenery and a refreshing breeze.
Cool.
With the trials of last month's field study behind us, we found ourselves caught up once more in the bustle of school life.
Very nice. Back to class, I guess.
Both our combat training and academic studies continued to become more and more demanding.
Okay.
But May also heralded the beginning of specialist classes, more befitting a military academy.
I think. Okay. Well, I have my answer. I think we only need. We can afford to miss. I think 10 points. The very brief thing I got on there says that there are 440 points, and you only need 430 to get the valedictorian, I think. Which I assume is the highest rank.
Years ago changed the way wars were fought forever.
Yeah, I guess an industrial revolution certainly would have an effect, which is what this is analogous to. Oh, a new teacher. Instructor Neithard. Neithard?
There are a number of reasons for this fundamental change, but 4 factors in particular that I would argue to be the most important. The first is the invention of orbital guns, cannons, and other weaponry.
I mean, that I guess is pretty self-evident, but yes, cool.
The increased accuracy of these weapons, as well as their ease of maintenance and manufacture, instantly rendered all other firearms obsolete. The second factor is the associated mechanization of the military. Orbital technology led to the formation of armored divisions made up of tanks and armored cars. The impact this new kind of tactical unit had on the battlefield, with its enhanced offense, defense, and mobility, cannot be overstated.
Definitely. Mechanical.
The third factor is the invention of airships.
So a lot of mechanical changes, which makes sense once you start getting a lot of faster transportation. In our society, like in reality, the biggest difference was the train. Once the train became big.
Warships that rely on the gravity manipulation ability of a flight field to remain in the air simply did not exist before the revolution.
Okay, so they're flying warships. That's interesting.
The sudden addition of a whole new dimension to war, the sky, made countless new strategies viable that were previously unimaginable.
Yeah, that's definitely the case.
And the last factor is the creation of an entirely new practical science, which may be the biggest, most important change of all. Without orbital technology, such a concept would scarcely even have been conceivable. But now we'd be virtually crippled without it.
Computers?
Reen Schwarzer, can you tell the class what that new scientific breakthrough was?
Something only possible after the orbital, which revolutionized warfare. That would be... Well, it's not art. I don't think it's trains, because I would assume trains have been around for a very long time, considering how robust the infrastructure is. It doesn't seem like a 50-year-old thing. I think I'm going to go with my first thought, which is computers, which I guess is communications in this case. Because there is a computer room in the school. A form of wireless communication technology based on the formless transmission through orbital waves. Okay, yeah. Radio, basically. Interesting. Wiretapping and jamming. Partially limited its benefits, but otherwise, nonetheless, definitely a big deal. Thank you, Elisa. Just chatting in the back of class. Oh, that's so cute. AP +1. Woo! We answered right. 5th period. Gender divided lessons. Class 1 and 7 combined. What? Why are they gender divided? Girls, nutritional science, and cooking. That's somewhat... I mean...
Why did Lady Laura have to be placed in a class like that?
This is ultimately amusing, and I suppose in some ways slightly gender discriminatory, but given the setting, it makes sense still that this would be like part of the regular curriculum, that homemaking would be a aspect. I appreciate that it's called like cooking science or whatever. Nutritional science.
Alongside her. Is that girl next to her not the one who scored the highest on the entrance exam?
Are they gossiping, I guess?
I believe so, though I also hear she's a mere commoner.
There's something about that silvered-haired girl that I find oddly soothing.
What?
I wonder if she'd let me stroke her hair if I were to ask nicely.
I guess she's a little cat-like.
That's quite enough idle chatter.
Oh my goodness, what a voice, Ferris.
We are members of Class 1. We are above such droll behavior.
I don't remember her having a voice. It must be the PC version.
As well, we cannot allow ourselves to be bettered by that rabble, even in something as insignificant as the culinary arts.
Of course not.
Fair enough.
I'm so accustomed to our chef doing all of the cooking, however, that I must admit I'm finding this all rather challenging.
I guess they probably wouldn't have a lot of experience with that cooking for themselves.
Could they make it a little less obvious they're talking about us? I mean, seriously.
It stands to reason they'd be curious about our class. It's hard to blame them for that, at least.
I guess. Fee is into it, man.
I think you've wished that plenty already.
Either she's angry or she values the whisked nature of her pastries, cookies. I don't know quite what they're making. Judging from the tea sets, I would assume some sort of food in that way. Orbital computer primer. It's like Computers 101. So the boys get a computer class and the girls get cooking.
The hang of using an orbital computer.
Likewise. I was lost at first, but it's slowly beginning to make more sense.
It'd be truly interesting to be one of the first people like to learn how to use one of the first computers in school, and that be like a part of your class curriculum.
Well, it is cutting-edge technology here in Erebonia, so I think most people are confused until they've gotten used to it.
I mean, that makes sense, especially if like
Machias
the
and Eustace
concept
both
is
picked
new.
it up surprisingly quickly, though.
I mean, for the most part, if somebody's good at math and things like that, it's kind of an easy thing to understand the way computers work, because at its core, it's just like basic problem solving and math. But it's definitely an abstract concept that I can understand a lot of people wouldn't really grasp onto, especially in a setting where like this is the first time that this has ever existed.
Yeah, but academics are their thing. And I'm pretty sure Machias has been interested in computers for a while, too.
Is it the glasses? Is that why?
Eustace also seems to get the hang of things far quicker than most people, even if he's not interested in them at all.
It's just a talented individual, maybe? Or maybe he puts in more effort than he makes it look like he does?
Which probably just adds insult to injury for Machias.
I'll bet.
Probably. I appreciate as well that they are as far away from one another as they can be.
I hear they were really butting heads during last month's field study.
Yeah, how was it? How did it go, guys?
They were. At one point, things almost took a violent turn.
Oof.
We were able to hold them back, but I don't think we could have kept them under control for long if Instructor Sarah hadn't arrived.
We really need to do something about them, but I have no idea what.
I don't either, but you're right. This has gone on for way too long as it is. It needs to stop.
And someone's got to do something about it.
Rean Schwarzer.
Oh. How goes it?
Isn't he from Class 1?
Patrick, is it?
Patrick.
That is correct.
Patrick High Arms.
My full name
As opposed
is
to Low
Patrick
Arms.
T. High Arms.
As opposed to Low Arms. Oh my god, I can't believe it was actually High Arms.
I don't believe I need to say anything more than that.
What?
I mean, Gaius doesn't know a thing,
So,
but...
you're from the High Arms family.
Are they prestigious?
About as prestigious as they come. The High Armsies are one of the 4 great houses.
Ah, like Eustace.
Though they're slightly lower in rank than the Albareas.
How so? Is that like a regional size thing, perhaps? No, he doesn't seem to like that.
I'm sorry. I meant no offense.
It doesn't matter. I didn't come here to talk to commoners or foreigners. I came to bring gladsome tidings to you, Rean Schwarzer.
Interesting.
I am generously extending you welcome to make use of the accommodations on the 3rd floor of the Student Union building.
I guess we couldn't get in there before. It's like a
You mean-
salon?
The 3rd floor?
That's where the Noble Salon is, right?
Yeah, noble salon. Okay.
Your father may be a mere baron, but that still makes you a noble.
I mean, I guess.
And though you've had the misfortune of sharing a class with this riffraff,
I'm quickly becoming less and less interested.
I have decided to use my good name as a member of the High Arms family to afford you the privilege of joining us. I do hope you appreciate it.
Oh man, he's fancy looking.
Well,
I mean, it'd be interesting to see what it looks like at
how
least.
can I turn him down politely?
How can we do that?
This hardly strikes me as the best place to be recruiting new members.
Oh, use this to the rescue.
Eustace.
Eustace Albarea?
I wasn't aware the 3rd son of the High Arms family counted playing factions among his hobbies.
Oh, okay. There's some shade being thrown right now. Third son. All right, good to know. And also playing
If you
factions.
wished for
Yeah.
company in the salon, should you not have come to me first?
I suppose it would have made sense, yeah, to ask the highest ranked person possible, but maybe he's uncomfortable about doing that?
You? You've been invited countless times. You simply choose not to come, despite there being no shortage of second years practically begging for your company.
Ah, okay. So Usus has a history of saying no.
I have no interest.
So why are you here right now?
Suit yourself then.
I mean, besides to bail us out, which I greatly appreciate.
But you, Schwarzer, make sure you think long and hard about this. If you care about your future, you need to start thinking about the connections you're making and the sides you're taking.
That is a very interesting idea, though. Because they are students, it doesn't take away the fact that their families carry a certain amount of political weight, and who they decide to spend their time with and become close to certainly could have an impact on maybe not necessarily their family right now, but it could have an impact in the future about how you can interact with these people. Because, for example, High Arms or Alberea, if you're from like a noble family in that region, it behooves you to start building a good connection with them. Otherwise, you may run into issues later, or when you need to ask for help, you know, you'll have more emotional capital, as it were, to trade.
He's certainly not shy.
I guess.
No, he's not. I wasn't sure how to turn him down either. Thanks for stepping in, Usus.
Thank you.
I wasn't trying to help you.
I think that's a lie.
But I did cause you some trouble during last month's field study, so...
So he's legitimately saying I wasn't here to help you, but I did have a reason to help you, so...
No. That's all.
He's speaking...
Last month's field study? Is he...
Yeah, he's speaking in two different ways.
Yeah. I think he means the run-in we had with the Provincial Army.
Ah, okay. So he feels bad about the Provincial Army causing us trouble. I guess he heard about it?
So he feels partially responsible for his family's actions then.
Hmm.
He must have been looking for a way to apologize to you.
Huh. I guess he has a nice side after all.
What's up, Machias? You seem angry. Woo, Sarah. Hey, we have a free day. Hype. Oh no, another practical exam. Another boss fight. And we'll get our field study teams. Okay. I guess it'll be a good time. And we have midterms coming up. Okay. Middle of next month. Good to know. I guess we'll need to start taking notes. Kind of already did for some of the names and stuff, just so I can like remember everything where possible, but I try not to take too many because then I end up with a bunch of quiet time. I'm just sitting here writing things down. Oh, Sarah getting chewed out by the vice principal. Can we ask you if there's anything we don't understand? No, and if you care about the answer being right. Fair enough. I guess I'll report to the library if you have some questions.
All rise.
All rise, bow. Dismissed. Very, very Japanese.
Well, I'll see you later, Reen.
Oh, are you two going to club activities today?
Yeah, I am. Did you want to have dinner together later?
We've
That'd be
been
nice.
eating in the cafeteria an awful lot lately, so maybe we could go to the cafe in Trista today for a change of scenery?
That'd be
Sounds
nice.
good to me. You want to just meet up in the entrance hall later?
Sure.
See you then.
I'm sure we have plenty to do this evening, so got a whole lot of people to talk to around town. Oh.
Oh, hi, Elisa.
Yes, Elisa.
Are you
How
off
can
to
I
club
be of
practice
assistance?
Oh, no, not today.
What's up?
What is it? Is there something you wanted to ask me?
It's nothing.
Oh.
I'll see you later.
We didn't say anything, and she got mad, and there's clearly something going on.
What was that all about?
She's sour graping. Don't worry about it, man.
Did you do something else to upset her?
I sure hope not.
No, Not that I'm aware of. Although, I suppose it's possible I did something wrong without even realizing it. Knowing her.
That's not a really nice thing to say, Reen, but at the same time, I understand your impression.
I was speaking in jest, I assure you.
I don't think he was.
Are you planning on going into the old schoolhouse again tomorrow?
I suspect we will be asked
Yeah.
to.
The principal did ask me to keep an eye on it, so I thought I'd make time for a quick look inside.
All right. Please let me know when you're planning to begin the expedition, if you would.
Okay.
I have club activities tomorrow, but as far as I'm concerned, the old schoolhouse takes priority.
I mean, I wouldn't really want to pull you away from club activities, but I get the feeling Laura would prefer combat.
Thanks. I'll let you...
Excellent.
Oh.
I'll see you tomorrow then.
Well, thank you, Laura.
You're in the chess club, aren't you, Machias? Or are you planning on studying in the library?
Yeah, what's up, Machias? How are things? We haven't talked in a little bit.
Since when was it any of your business what I choose to do after class?
I mean, it's not, to be fair, but we're just trying to be nice.
No, I just...
The music cut out, so I have a feeling we've done something wrong.
Have I done something to upset you?
It seems like Reen's pissing a lot of people off all of a sudden.
Not especially. It's actually my fault for being deceived so easily in the first place.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what this is about.
Oh.
Yeah, Reen does too.
Let's just say I haven't got a drop of noble blood in my veins. So I guess we're all in equal standing here. I'm really sorry. I wasn't trying to deceive you. I just...
Save your breath.
Hmm?
Whether you're a noble or not is beside the point. The bottom line is you lied to me, and I simply cannot trust those who lie.
We didn't actually lie to you, to be fair.
That's all there is to it.
It's a half-truth, I guess, but... Oh!
I'm sorry.
Please, think nothing of it.
Emma!
Oh, am I intruding?
Nope.
Oh, no. Not at all. Did you need something?
I accidentally left one of my textbooks in my desk, so I came back to fetch it. Ah, here it is.
What subject?
Take a look.
Intermediate mathematics for dummies. Isn't that like a contradiction? Intermediate mathematics, but for dumb people?
Studying hard as always, I see. Except, wait, intermediate? Isn't that part of the Sunday school curriculum? Seems a bit basic for you.
Interesting.
Oh, it's not for me. I promised to help Fee with her math studies.
Oh, well, that's very nice.
I found this at a bookshop in town and thought it might be of some use to her.
That's actually really thoughtful.
Ah, okay.
Which reminds me, I should really be going. I'm sure she's waiting for me by now. I'll see you later, Reen.
Take care.
Her hair is so long, dude.
And don't worry.
Hmm? What about?
I'm sure Machias doesn't hate you or anything.
Hmm.
If you can find some way of making him realize how you feel, I'm sure he'll understand. It's just getting through to him that might be tough.
He seems like a fairly tough to penetrate individual. And yes, I realize how that sounds. But I just mean to say that he is, he's a... I don't want to say dense, because, like, that's not really what I mean. I mean more to say that he's, hard-headed, as it were, which I guess is a little mean, but ultimately, that's kind of what I'm getting as far as impressions go.
Yeah. I just have to keep at it. If Emma believes I can make it work, then I'll believe it too. I should probably also get going. Maybe I'll wander around the academy grounds for a while before returning to the dorm.
I guess we have some exploration to do. That being said, that is all the time we have for this evening. Till next time, everybody. Have a good night.